All right, hey everybody. Oh God, Jesus. Well, you know what? Hang on, let me get this camera thing sorted before we do any of our pleasantries. The one time I need to have my camera, the one time I want to have my camera, of course it doesn't work. But otherwise, how you doing, Zombie?
I'm great. I'm okay.
Your shirt is so freaking amazing right now. I
Right?
can't even get into how jelly I am. How
So I opened this up in front of my mom and I'm like, Mom, look. And I like unfold it and she just stares at me and she's like, where's mine?
she's like jealous.
Yeah. If you can't see, like, it's like the salt thing. It's raining cats though instead of like salt, I guess. And it's from a lady online who like takes care of kittens and fosters them and is like a big advocate for kitten care and she's really cool. So
She sounds cool. She's making sure it's like that. All right, so
Yeah.
let's talk about a couple things. First off, I know where's the beard? It's still growing back. Shut the fuck up. Secondly, we haven't had my camera on for this whole past week because Zombie's been the one streaming. I am trying to stream again today. My fingers are crossed that no frames get dropped, but there's a pretty decent chance that Twitch is just going to drop frames for no real good reason. I've been on and off talking with representatives for the last week trying to get this sorted, as well as trying to get our Ace P emote back. But none of that has really yielded any results yet, so I'm just hoping that for whatever reason today will be fine.
here's hoping.
Okay, we do have some updates about the Civil War to talk about, though, really quick. So let's go to the board game. First off, drama! Lil Bao has, I don't know, quit StarCraft or something? Question mark? So Welmu has come to take his place. Welmu's been placed on the board where Lil Bao was. Excuse me one sec.
Bless you.
You knew that was coming, huh?
I knew it.
All right. So, anyways, Lil Bao has dropped out fully and entirely. Let's get rid of the music for a sec. Dropped out fully and entirely, and Lil Bao will taking his place. So all money, all prizing, etc., will go to him instead of Lil Bao. Secondly, sudden death rolls are in effect, or at least the first stage of them. Two big changes. Number one, Rex Shear in the middle of the map is no longer a best of 5. It is now a best of 1. Second to that, players can now move 2 places. So, for example, showing you where people are right now, Neeb could go 1, 2, and then attack in a habitation station, but he couldn't actually move through 2 of his opponent's tiles. You still have to use your action point to claim the tile. So
Right.
you can use less than 2 movement places, but the point is now Welmu can easily get from the capital and move outwards and so forth and so forth. So as it currently stands, it's a little bit better off for the Templar, as Team Drogo's team does control the majority of the map, but only barely. Otherwise, we'll see how today goes. So the turn order we did randomize while we get the stream up and running. It's going to be Drogo, Puck, ShoWTimE, Hearthstone, Welmu, Neeb. So right now we're waiting to see where they move on the Google document so that I can translate it here to stream for you guys. Of course, there's about a 2 to 3 minute delay, and you guys know all that jazz. Really want to talk about something exciting happening later today as well. Yeah, we're going to actually have the Yord versus Ting sponsor show match starting at 5, so about 7 hours from now. That's going to involve them playing a best of 5 PvP. Should be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking, by the way, if you were up for it, I wanted to put like a donation incentive up there where like we would play a best of 3 afterwards, or alternatively play a 2v2 with the sponsors or something like that.
I'd be down for that.
Cool, because that sounds like funsies to me. But at any rate, yeah, right now, they're just trying to understand the new rules. They're trying to get a grasp on things, trying to figure out who can move where.
Yeah.
So we do have because Drogo moves first. He does claim one of the Tal'Darim tiles up here at Habitation Station.
Right. And it sounds like he's going to want to send Welmo to Puck, but Welmo goes second to last, so Puck's going to move first.
Yeah, Puck could shake things up. Now, of course, I don't have all these color tiles properly sized. One sec, guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, look at that guess. I guessed that's so good. Oh, I'm so proud of myself right now. Okay. So, yeah, Drogo moves up here and claims it for the Templar. Neep's tile sets off a little bit. That's going to annoy me. Whoop. Then, Puck. Of course, it's, I guess worth noting, almost the entirety of Harsim's team. Oh no, that's right. Harsim doesn't have Neeb. Let's see, if Harsim had Neeb, he would be Team North America right now because Harsim is currently staying in the Root House. For those who don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I hope he enjoys the hot weather.
Right? Oh, dude, I'm not looking for... When Nate was talking at Home Story Cup about, like, oh, yeah, I got no problem wearing jeans here because even though it's like a gajillion degrees in Germany, it's still hotter in California. I'm like, I don't want to go to the summit anymore, guys. Like,
I don't want to be inside for like 95% of the time, but that 5% of the time, I don't want to be there.
shut up, you.
I'm excited. Like, I don't think we're gonna get to go to the beach, but I think the hotel has a pool. I might spend some time there. Last time we hung out at the pool at the it was either the summit or like the other reason we were at Blizzard. We sat outside, right? Where there was like a pool, and we like sat outside for like 30 minutes waiting. Remember?
Yeah, we just chilled on like the lounge
I
chairs
was
over there.
wearing jeans, and I wanted to be in the sun because I like hot, and my jeans were literally like burning me. So, do not suggest that.
Do not recommend. Okay.
We're thinking about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Live day 4 of the Civil War. Okay, also worth noting, even though the overlay doesn't have updated icons, I'm actually going to look for one right now. The $20 off sale promotion for Yord is officially over, as well as the t-shirt the t-shirt sales are officially done for at this point as well. So actually, let me just move this down here.
Yeah, apparently people have actually gotten them. CP Maniac mentioned that he's wearing his Hearthstone shirt right now.
You already have it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm the one who made this. I don't have it yet. What the
Yeah, so I'm waiting on mine too.
Well, I'm glad you got it, I guess is all I can really say. Cool.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, so the $20 off thing's going to be a little bit messed up because some of it's like built into the overlay, and we expected this to end before Father's Day. This dragged on longer than we expected, on top of the fact that players kind of dragged on a bit themselves as well. So just please everyone be aware that the $20 promotion is over. It's back to the regular 5%. Got to give a shout out to NES 8-Bit for this 17-month resub, and then Army with that sweet advertising. 19 months on that resub, says follow StarCraft Esports. Actually, the StarCraft Esports Twitter I thought was coming under... I thought it was, Riamar or someone said it was under new management. I'm not sure, but either way, the StarCraft Esports Twitter is the unofficial one that actually tweets about stuff that goes on in StarCraft, unlike the official StarCraft Twitter. So...
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you to Ness 8-Bit. That's right. Ness 8-Bit for the 17-month resub. And Dr. Did you just do that?
I literally just did both of those.
You did Dr. Aeroman. That's why I know you brought up the thing, but
yeah.
I thought we missed the other one.
NES 8-Bit, as in like Nintendo Entertainment System 8-Bit.
Well, yeah, I got that. I didn't miss that part up.
See,
after the first attempt.
If you were still the one streaming, I'd give you a pass on this. Because you and I both know, for whatever reason, streaming turns your brain to mush.
Well,
but there's no excuse today. I'm the one streaming.
At the time that you started, I suppose, I was telling Take TV what was going on. Puck still hasn't chosen what to do. Oh, no, finally he chose what to do.
Puck wants to move to Rakshir. Kind of funny because, again, it's open, so you can just grab it. So why not? Rakshir no longer as pivotal of a point on the map as it is now, again, a best of 1 instead of best of 5s. We have played so many best of 5s in this damn tournament, which is not a bad thing, but so many damn best of 5s on Rakshir.
Caps it.
Meanwhile, okay, so that means next up is going to be ShoWTimE, who's stuck in the capital. But again, he can move 2 places. So he could move in to attack Drogo. He could move in to attack Neeb, or grab Dust Towers. Those are really his only options. What I'm really glad about, by the way, is how, I want to say, close a lot of these guys are in skill from what we've seen so far. One was the question mark, right, because he's just joined the fray. But I mean, Drogo held his own versus ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE beat Neeb. Neeb beat everybody else. Like, Hearthstone played damn good on day 1. There's just a lot of well-matched PvP in this tournament. I like it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll advertise a little bit more about Yord and stuff as we go. Lord Asium! Lucky number 13, he says. Zombie Up, I'm shouting out Lord Asium right now for resubbing to the channel, so just so you're aware.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lord.
I haven't done anything in that time, so... But I appreciate the backup.
I'm just teasing. All right. yeah, these guys normally are pretty bim bam boom about moving around. I'm not sure what's going on today. I'm not logged into StarCraft yet. I don't have the StarCraft music in the background because, unfortunately, we don't know who's going to be playing on what server. Because it is home field advantage. So, for example, if ShoWTimE attacks into Nebe, that'll be on NA. If he attacks into Drogo, it'll be on EU. But as far as the T-shirts went, I actually want to go find the final numbers. What our final tally ended up looking like for that. Because we didn't sell nearly as many shirts as I was hoping, which was a little disappointing. But we still sold a decent amount. In fact, here we go. Oh, why did it just get rid of it? It was showing me everything I wanted to. And then it just disappeared. What the fuck? Is there like an active mode I have to... No? Huh.
Yeah?
I clicked it, and then just... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we sold 22 Team Hearthstone shirts in total. So we almost hit that 25 goal. But Drogo fell short at 14. But either way,
Okay.
so Hearthstone's team's probably going to get... I'm ballparking this because we don't have final numbers right now, guys. Hearthstone's team's probably going to get an additional $50 to $100 payout for their team at the end of this. And Drogo's team will probably be a little bit less than 50.
Cool.
But I'm glad that people got the t-shirts. I know I ordered one of each, even though I really only wanted one, just so I'd have them for it. But, uh-oh. Do we have a fight? We do have a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, first match of the day going to be a best of 3 between ShoWTimE and Drogo, fighting for Habitation Station. So this will be taking place on Europe.
Alright.
Let me move the explosion gif over here. Push, push. And for those who are uninformed and don't know what's going on, everything today is going to be a PvP, but it's more than just a PvP. Because we've got skins and interesting map styles and other cool, I guess you call them gimmicks, if you will. But this should be a pretty awesome first match. ShoWTimE versus Drogo.
Yeah.
CPP Maniac is wearing his Drogo shirt. He just tweeted it. Awesome. I'm actually gonna... Or his Hearthstone. Did I say Drogo? I meant Hearthstone shirt. Where's... I'm gonna link this to Hearthstone. Hearthstone. I think you'd like to see this, man. Alright, I'll join that view. Thank you very much for hosting, as always.
He's already on top of it, broski.
Who, what? Quay?
Hearthstone. Says he's fast like warrior. Okay, ShoWTimE is coming up.
And I guess I can just show off that shirt on stream while we're waiting. Screen region. CPP Maniac, boys. Sporting that Team Hearthstone shirt. I gotta say, those shirts ended up looking really freaking cool design-wise.
Yeah, I thought they looked really nice. But let's take TV.
It's weird seeing myself on camera after not having been on camera for a week, man. I feel so fucking weird.
Oh, there he is.
You know what it is? It's my stupid baby face. I just need my beard to grow in, please. Please, 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 and thank you. Okay, so got everyone in here.
Well, what is Velma doing in here?
Velma, get out. Get out of here, eh? Actually, I guess the players could spectate. It would help them too. But it's up to the players whether they want spectators or not. So again, everything on the map now is a best of 3 in hopes of sort of blitzing through this, and we're gonna have a best of 5 on the capital cities still. But oh, that knuckle crack, damn.
ShoWTimE doesn't care, so everyone say ready. Who is ShoWTimE Tal'Darim? Right. Cool.
Alright, so once again, just going to the board as we load in, guys, because we don't have sweet map intros later for this. Tal'Darim attacking into the Templar. Drogo got to defend. We'll see how this goes. Of course, after this first map, it is loser's pick. And I really should find that new graphic. Oh, I gotta have the old version, that 5% one floating around somewhere. Sorry, I didn't actually think about this. There we go. Found it. Boink! That one. No! Oh, I just deleted it. Damn it. Hang on, guys. Let me... There we go. I deleted the wrong one. There's it. 5%.
Amazing.
We are back to 5%. But I hope... So, actually, I didn't even hope. I know some of you guys took advantage of the $20 off sale because we sold like something like 170 watches so far or something. It's awesome. I know it makes the sponsors happy, which is always good.
Yeah.
But anyways, folks, welcome back to the Civil War. It's day 4 here on BaseTradeTV. It's spawning in the upper right side of Habitation Station. We've got the blue My Insanity player representing the Templar. It's Drogo.
In the top left, as the pretty dark tall dream, he is ShoWTimE.
ShoWTimE is kind of tall. He's not exactly the tall dark stranger though. He's kind of like the tall white gangly stranger.
Like the tall dream, the tall dark dream.
Well, I know, you know, like he's tall and dark, and I know you're referring to the Nexus and all that, but
I didn't say tall and dark.
yeah, you did.
I definitely didn't mean to. I have no opinion of how tall he is or the Nexus is.
I was making a joke off of what you said regarding the Nexus. Get over! Oh my god.
You said he was tall.
You know what? Ever since we did the stupid things you can say about StarCraft that you can't say about your girlfriend, I'm learning how bad of like a joke wingman you are. Like, dang.
No, you already knew that. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Okay, well, maybe. Anyways, yeah, the skin here looks really cool. The mod is very unique. It's awesome. The thing I want to stress, though, for those who are new and maybe haven't seen this yet, is the players don't see this, however. In-game, it's a normal PvP. For us, we get to see cool skins and new graphics and all this stuff when fights go down. But for them, it just looks like a normal match. Which I wish we could do for more things. It's kind of crazy how unlimited the editing power of StarCraft is, but for example, things like WCS would never let us use the string of a real match.
No, they would not. They're pretty... Well, they're WCS.
I'm gonna say old-fashioned.
Yeah. Well, they're very, very safe, I think, is their usual excuse, their go-to excuse, but I also think they're just a little bit... And lazy's not the right word either. It's not a priority, you know? So, it's not a priority. They say, well, there could be some bugs. We want to check that out first. And that'll take about 6 months. And you're like, oh, okay.
Some super cheekiness coming out of Drogo. I'm guessing this goes with the Dark Shrine, and it's not a proxy blink build. But unfortunately, there's going to be a little bit of defense necessary before he gets to get away with this. He's going for Stalkers in his main, which isn't terrible versus Adepts. But they're not going to clean them up very quickly either.
The problem with this, too, is that, like, even if he does clean them up and they do the bare minimum of damage, they would get a scout. And with how long the Adepts could possibly stay in that base, because the Moisture Core is a little out of position, I mean, they could probably scout long enough to be like, okay, something is definitely missing here. Because of course, ShoWTimE has already gotten his Nexus, you know, didn't go for any tech, and if he got a scout in the main base, he'd be like, okay, what's going on here? And I don't know if he'd start searching around the map, but he might if he figures Drogo can do this. We've seen Happy Sensation 3 times, I think, in this tournament. Like, welcome back, Happy Sensation. But 2 of those times now, there's been cheese. I don't know.
Okay, so this is going to be questionable scouting information. It looks like a bit of an overreaction from Drogo initially, but Drogo really didn't want him getting over here and scouting that there was nothing on the sides of his base. He really needs this to be that sneak attack. There's 2 problems with this, though. One, Habitation Station, just like Heart of the Swarm, I think maybe makes you a little paranoid. But he sentries out this early, so force fields will be available on the ramp if he sees that little shimmer. Further by the fact that the Robo comes down in pretty decent timing. Now, DTs should be out before an Observer, however, the Observer won't be out too long after.
Right. This should be an okay build for ShoWTimE here, but it's not as all-in as it used to be for the DT player either. It does really suck, though, like, both the Twilight Council and the Dark Shrines out there. You do want to eventually get Blink from that Dark Shrine, or Templar Archives. No, Twilight Council. Damn.
3rd time's the charm.
Right? But, of course, you also might get charged. I don't know. We've been seeing Drogo mix some things up. But the DDs warp in, and as you said, like, ShoWTimE should be looking for the Shimmer at the very least. He's really not doing much else. So to not look for the Shimmer on the ramp would be questionable.
Well, here we go.
Uh-oh.
He is looking at the front, he's selecting his units, but DT split up, actually, so we're going to have probe kills in the natural, probe kills in the main. Unfortunately, by the way, I talked about the Observer, it was going to be the War Prism first, so he's got to start that up. If the DTs went straight for that pylon, this would be real bad news. Although,
yeah, both T's did.
well, actually, the Warp Prism can power it. We've talked about that in a game with Mana, if you recall. Actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, but this has already done, I think, a lot more damage
Yeah,
than it
9,
really
10
was
workers.
even expected to. I mean, 12 workers and some lost mining time, and 1 DT still lives. That's actually a lot of damage. Consider that, you know, it's actually not even that much put into it if the Twilight Council and Darktron aren't even scouted, which ShoWTimE might be too scared to do. And he's trying to return some damage, but yeah, that's not really going to work out.
No, unfortunately,
Is
unfavorably
Drogo
not.
building into the Twilight Council? He just figures this one's going to be killed. Okay.
That or it's an accident. I don't know which. I mean, I guess on one hand, you don't want to bank getting Blink picked off at the last second,
Yeah.
right? It's
Plus, you know, you're probably going to want to get upgrades too eventually. I've been seeing most Protoss players push them off pretty heavily unless they're like Hearthstone. But you also don't want to have like the +3 on the way, or supposed to be on the way, and that's why the council goes down. Anyway.
oh, fake Oracle's kind of cute. We'll see.
Clever. It's not very scary though.
Nah, but it does try to scout. Sees a saturated natural base. I mean, worker count's up by about 10 for Drogo, and a lot of that has to do with those DTs. But as we note, it's kind of falling back now. What I like about this, though, that you were kind of mentioning, going back into this, is Drogo is someone who does like doing things like Charge Lot Archon. So if that was the direction he was forced into afterwards, he would have actually been comfortable with it. But the fact is, he starts Blink, getting a couple Archons, and every PvP we've seen so far seems to always just go in the favor of whoever goes for the Disruptors. So see who reaches that direction first.
Not many people have been hitting that super hard time on the timing on the Charge Out Archon Mortal front. We've seen a couple of attempts. You know, I talked about Drogo initially, right? But he actually lost 2 games, decided that was the way to go, and went back in a Blink Disruptor. And that the best of 5 in Rakshir, which is, well, now a best of 1. Now, the Capitals are still best of 5, right?
Yes.
We haven't seen them attacked yet, so you might have forgotten that they were in general, but they don't change. I have to imagine we'll see them attacked today with how many movements.
I would hope so, and especially with the middle being a best of 1, you no longer have like an hour and a half caught up playing that. But the Immortal Pops, a couple of probes are going to die. Not the end of the world. In fact, DTs even get a swipe or 2 in here. Third base finishes up for Drogo, but a gold base taken for ShoWTimE. And we've talked about this a couple times, but just to bring it back once more, a gold base and a regular base aren't really that different. It's just the number of probes to saturate it fully and get full mining off of it. A fully mined out blue base is the same as a fully mined out gold base. You just save yourself a couple of workers and it gets going a bit quicker.
Well, ShoWTimE has really done a nice job catching up on the economy. We can see that army took a bit of a blow because it was in favor for Drogo for some time.
This was nice.
Yep, and there it goes further a bit in Drogo's favor. ShoWTimE is getting charge and the Temple Archives down.
This is dangerous, man. He needs a little bit more than just a pylon or 2 on the side. He's trying to get up for the overcharges. They'll finish up here in just a sec, but blinking in forward. Stalker's just focused down the Immortals, no problemo. ShoWTimE's out of army. Drogo's got Archons and an Immortal, and I think this first game is going to go to Drogo.
Yeah, very nicely played out as Dark Templars did a lot of damage, and he just followed up nicely.
GG. Not too shabby. Of course, it is going to be loser's pick now, so ShoWTimE will get a chance here to play on whatever Protoss map on the board he's most comfortable with. So, again, taking you guys out of this, whoop. Any of these maps you see here, Dust Towers, we've got Protoss versions of, Ruins of Ceres, the Ceres Station, all this good stuff. They can pick any version of this they want. And I just realized, someone had mentioned this earlier, but taking advantage of the Father's Day sale isn't possible anymore, as it's done, so I'm going to increase the prize pool by your watches. There we go. So we have, of course, had people ask and request over the course of this tournament, like, can we contribute, like, can we just straight up donate to the prize? Well, the answer to this is actually no, because for Yord, we want to help promote their website, we want to help promote their watches. They're great watches. In fact, I actually have mine ready here today instead of leaving it by my bedside, so here's what one of the wooden watches they have looks like. This one's mine. I would wear it while casting, except I'd bang it on the desk like every 3 seconds, and I don't want to muck it up because it's like a special thing, but they're really nice watches. They're very light. They're very nice. They're very comfortable. And they look good.
Right.
But what map are we hopping into?
Dusk Towers, which is actually Ember Towers with the mod. I can remember all of that.
Yeah, big shouts to Avax for helping us reskin some of these maps to make them look a little more Protoss-y. Dust Towers admittedly already was. It's supposed to be like the Fallen Shakuris or whatever out of DT stuff, but we wanted to make it a little bit more recognizably Protoss-y.
DT stuff. Whatever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how would you describe that? Like,
I don't even know it's supposed to be Protoss themed. Like,
there you go. There
just a map
you
house. That's
go.
to me.
Checkmate.
Yeah, you really did.
All right.
Okie dokie then.
So game number 2 starts off on Amber Towers. This is once again the Civil War for Yord. You guys are watching. Let's just hop into that game countdown timer. I also need to change my glasses. I think I scratched these ones, and I'm getting really annoyed using them now.
Glasses suck.
Because they're totally my favorite pair of glasses.
Yeah.
These other ones I have, okay, admittedly, smaller rectangle glass frames look better on me, but you don't get to see everything as easily. It's just these big dorky glasses that kind of show the world in front of you. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Yord's Civil War. For those who don't know what Yord is, they manufacture wood watches. And I know that sounds a little bit hokey and strange, but they're actually pretty fantastic. And they've sponsored several events, including this one with us. So, hey, I'm all for people who want to give money to esports. But not standing his base too early, spawning on the bottom left side, it's going to be the Tal'Darim's Red Protoss ShoWTimE.
In the top right is the blue Protoss. He is PtitDrogo.
Now, I'm wondering if ShoWTimE's using this strictly to scout, because if you recall, there was that pro shenanigans in that one game where the pylon almost died.
Oh, yeah.
We started having moves like this where Drogo would need to block him out, but no, he just decides to deny the scout altogether.
Yeah. Okay. Well, denies the initial scout, gonna deny in the adept scouting as well. Just additional reasons to get that pylon wall off.
Yeah. I wonder what ShoWTimE was looking for on this, though. Because on one hand, you're kind of like, okay, maybe he was expecting to scout something cheesy like proxy gates, and by seeing nothing in the main, you know, red flags get thrown up. But then I'm also wondering, like, maybe Drogo should just play this normal to screw with him? If that's his thought process?
I don't think it'd be a bad idea. I think that Drogo has really fine mid-game Protoss, PvP, whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah,
late
definitely.
game too, but I suppose ShoWTimE has also been, you know, is also not so bad in that same department. I don't know who's really scared of who at this point. It's been 2 weeks since we last did a Civil War day, so
Yeah.
yeah, and they were honestly like flip-flopping week to week anyway, so like, you know, Drogo looked 1 week and then he looked like a boss the next week, and I don't know where they're sitting at 2 weeks later, but it's not going to be a macro game. He did well off for more than just reasons.
I don't recall if we shouted them out or not, but Unicron TV hit us up with a 2-month resub. Just wanted to put that in there to be safe. But it's funny you mention that because every time we see Drogo, he's always like, oh, I'm not doing very good in PvP right now, so I'll let this guy go first. Or I'm not feeling great about PvP. And then he fucking stomps PvP. So, I mean, I don't know if it's just like humble brags or what the deal is with Drogo, but he's usually pretty good at this matchup. I just realized I didn't even have the score on for this game. My bad, guys, because the bottom part of the overlay is wrong, is I haven't had to do this for a week. But there we go. 1-0 for Drogo, of course. And he is proxying. It's going to be a Stargate. Really annoying, of course. Just that reminder, guys, even the map looks different. This is exactly Dusk Towers. Any of these reskin maps you're going to see in this tournament are the exact same layout, the exact same ramps, the exact same everything, just different skins.
Really like that ShoWTimE scouted. There's not many, like, hidden locations anymore, I would say, on Dusk Towers. It's really been played out, but I suppose, like, Drogo could have tried putting it, like, in the bottom right, for instance, to really get it hidden. Thing is that, like the Dark Shrine last game, I would consider this, like, you know, not ideal, that doesn't do any damage, but even if it does no damage whatsoever, the game's not over. Drogo's getting his own, you know, robotics facilities, getting his own nexus. I mean, it's not over, but it does really suck. The Stargate won't be too useful beyond this. I doubt he's going to go into Phoenixes. He might go for a second Oracle. I guess he delayed his Mothership Core to do this, but without ShoWTimE pressuring, there's, you know, that's actually no harm done there.
Oh, I just realized that's a massive carrier that's crashed in the ground. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Alright, Oracle does get a kill, but unfortunately that's about it. Flies away afterwards, denied by the Stalkers and the Mothership Core overcharge. Not too bad. I was gonna say somebody might double down on this, and some people would do like 2 oracles to make up for it, but
Yeah.
nope, just goes with the 1, and actually, never mind. Take that back. Goes for the second one.
Okay.
I want to get some action though going on.
Yeah. Striker81 donated $20. You may be able to stop me from directly giving to the tournament. You cannot stop me from giving directly to you. Chat 1, BaseTradeTV 0.
Aw, damn, you got us, dude. You got us
Yeah,
really good,
damn.
Striker. Thank you for that $20, dude. Means a lot.
ShoWTimE really got Drogo.
This is like really Cybercore all thing. He's just screwed with them. What Pony also just subbed for 12 months, so congratulations on your year-long trip. And we got a brand new sub. He wanted Senpai to notice him. Consider yourself noticed. Thank you very much to Radicus911.
Oh, and also another resub and another one. Capricorn sub for 14 months and Yneck sub for 9 months.
And
That'll come in
another
to a
one.
flash.
Nice. It's like the most action we've had at like the start of a cast in a long time.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, man. Everyone's really excited for the PvP. Although Nexus is finally being put down, but I mean, note how long the probe was there. Drogo really wanted, I think, to get a faster third Nexus to kind of make up for a slower natural Nexus and the lack of damage the Oracle's been doing. But over time, they've gotten about 6 probes. That's actually evened things up, not looking so bad for Drogo.
Got that sub hype still going here. Ladrash hitting us up with a 5-month resub. Thank you guys so much. Of course, we have recently fallen below 1,000 subscribers, and we're working diligently to try and earn your guys' subscriptions back or earn them for the first time. So we're at 989 presently. While I don't think we'll get 11 subs in one cast, I would like to thank you guys all for resubbing and helping keep that number afloat. Darkshrine starts up for ShoWTimE, simultaneous with a Warp Prism, so we might get to see some shenanigans out of him, but we talked about this a little bit last time. Archons are a really great follow-up to Dark Templar. The gas coefficient versus the mineral costs versus what Templar are for Archons just makes them pretty ideal in a lot of situations. I mean, it's only such a slight variance too, but at the end of the day, gas is the more valuable resource.
Well, Oracle's still not doing a lot, but really like that he's kept this one alive. A very small attack at the front feels definitely like I just want you to look one way while I attack the other, because the Warp Prism is waiting for those Dark Templars, and there go 3 being warped in now. Double Forge behind this too. Interesting to see Double Forge. We've been seeing a lot of people just hold off on one Forge for a long time. That was a pretty good force field. Decided to get the Observer, even not even the Pylon.
Wrecked his Stalker count though. That was not very good.
Yeah, I would say it was a 2 out of 10 attempt there. But the Dark Templars might do a lot of damage for it. Drogo not pulling his probes quite yet. There we go, but 6 immediately go down, 7, 8 go down, and that's already some pretty damn good damage. So the Warp Prism's getting away. That third DT, was warped in, left alone, and allowed to go into the third base, and there's actually not any mining on 2 bases now.
This might even knock down the next if he doesn't respond to it soon. That Observer's still not out yet.
He's got like 1 force field. I mean, right now you can see why he chose the Observer over killing that 1 Pylon for losing the Stalkers. It's definitely worked out. A single Observer is coming out now for Drogo.
If all 3 DTs had actually gone to this natural, he would have killed the Nexus, and I think that would have been worth the extra 3 or 4 kills this DT got through probes.
Yeah, but he saved the DTs, so they just come back.
Yeah, and of course, Drogo not quite ready for this, so getting a little unfortunate here. Revelation does tag the Dark Templar. Oh, they look weird.
DTs,
they look weird uncloaked.
Yeah, they do. These DTs did more damage than Drogo's last game. It is some serious damage. Like, all the probes killed, but all the mining that was lost, too. ShoWTimE really spikes up the income advantage. And, of course, behind this, he was, happily mining on his own base. Something was really happening. I think the Oracle tried to go in, like, once. Couldn't really do anything. And he also has Double Forge, about to have 1-1.
Yeah. The Phoenix is really interesting. I didn't realize he had popped that out while this was going on because we're so focused on the DTs. That would shut the Warp Prism down guaranteed. So, a nice addition to have. I mean, if you're going to have the Stargate anyways, why not use it, right? So, boom.
Yeah.
He transfers the Chrono off of it finally. I know Chrono had been sitting on that for such a long time. I guess puts that into his upgrades. His +2 does begin. And Drogo actually, I didn't realize, wow, he's got quite the upgrade lead. Only just now finishing up across the board for ShoWTimE, but he's going to have armor. So I guess this will kind of even out.
Yeah. No, I think that especially if ShoWTimE's able to afford 2-2 immediately, and that's exactly what he does, yeah, then ShoWTimE's definitely going to find good uses out of his double forge they planned on so much earlier. He's getting to better tech a little bit faster. No one going into Disruptors, by the way, even though they both are getting Blink, Drogo finishing up now. They're both still going into Templar Archives, so that's...
I don't mind this so much. The Disruptor play is very snowballing. I feel it relies a lot more on mistakes than your good skill and great moves. So it's going to be kind of cool to see how this plays out without them. Especially
I think that, like,
with the Templar Archives.
For Drogo, maybe he wanted to go into, you know, like a second Robo and, you know, a lot of Disruptors, but with how much time it took up to clear that DT army or harassment out, I think he might have been very afraid of just being like run over in that case, because that's definitely a time where Disruptor builds do not look as good, is when they're scouted and then the other Protoss just kind of attacks in with a bigger army, because your tech, you know, you only have 1-2 Disruptors out, they don't get a hit, then you're dead. But you have 6 or 7 out, and usually you're guaranteed the hits, and it does look like the better composition, but you have to get there first.
Of course, the Dark Archons look super freaking sweet.
Yeah. I think they both have scouted their bases, each other's bases enough, too, to realize what the compositions are. ShoWTimE's just going to advance very quickly here to double Stargates. I mean, he got the faster 4th base, he got the faster, bigger army, and he's going to have faster upgrades, too. He's in control of this game no matter what he added on, whether it was more gateways, another Robo, or going up to, like, Tempests. In fact, he might just win the game here, because at this point it is numbers. There's no Disruptors to talk about getting some really good shots.
Yeah, numbers game. Coming on in for that strong fight. The unfortunate death of the Mothership Core means only 2 overcharges, but those will wear off in just a second. Now, as far as number game goes, I mean, there's a lot more Zealots, so there's a lot more fodder. They got charged, they're well upgraded. That 2-2 now finished up for ShoWTimE, looking badass.
ShoWTimE.
I didn't even realize he had squeezed out 2-2, by the way. That just kind of like caught me by surprise. But the point is, he's got better numbers across the board.
He actually he's going for multiple Phoenixes now out of those Stargates. I really thought he'd just be going up to Tempests, you know, because whether it's Disruptors or any other Protoss units, Tempests are still going to give you that range and are like, you know, the ultimate, you know, Sky Toss being the ultimate, you know, composition in any game.
I guess being able to pick up the Immortals is just as good as being able to pick up the Disruptors. You just remove them from the fight, right? You're looking for that crowd control more than anything else.
Yeah, I think Phoenixes can always be useful, but we usually see them either as, you know, you're kind of forced into it because you both open Stargate, or, you know, they went for Disruptors, and we saw some of that clever tactics, I think, from Wellmu, you know, going for the Phoenixes as a counter to it. Didn't really work out for him, but that's usually where we see them, not as something, you know, this late into the game, 12 minutes late into the game, looking for probe kills right now, but yeah, I guess picking up those Immortals, too. I mean, ShoWTimE also adds on another Robo, and a robotic space, so I guess really going for the ultimate ground army here, with really good upgrades.
This is an Adept and 3 Zealots. Quite the odd drop combo.
Yeah. Thanks to optical speed for 5 months.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Did you watch Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century?
No.
Oh.
I did learn something about a Canada Day related thing, though.
Oh, yes, Happy Canada Day.
Yeah, Happy Canada Day. Yay. I didn't realize, even though it should be so obvious by the lyrics, but do you guys have Sleep Country in America?
What the flip is Sleep Country?
Okay, it's a mattress store, and they got one of the catchiest theme songs. Sleep Country, Canada, why buy a mattress anywhere else? Anyways, people were going over Canadian things this morning on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even realize, like, that didn't click in my brain, even with the song being what it is. Alright, Disruptors do come into the fray. One gets controlled, the other one gets a shot off. It does hit the Immortals pretty nicely. ShoWTimE's army, though, looking a little bit down in numbers. He warped in so much on the other side of the field. But Drogo's great army, as good as it is, won't hold up to another Disruptor shot. In fact, ShoWTimE is taking advantage of the fight even without that. The Immortals going to be really hard to break, but that's where those Disruptors come into play. And round 2 with these shots, going to hit one of the Immortals. Phoenix is coming on the backside. Looks like he will hold off this attack.
Yeah. For a second there, it looked like it could go either way, and a couple of the Zealot warp-ins, and Drogo was looking even a little bit scary, but the end of the day, Drogo loses more army, and while ShoWTimE lost 15 probes, he still had an even worker count.
Yeah.
And we'll just probably be like transferring probes too soon enough.
If we look at the income graph, I'm sure it'll be ShoWTimE favored because yeah, he did have that 4th base up for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much. This was just Drogo trying to even out the game, much less win. Let's also talk about those upgrades when we're finished for ShoWTimE. Now they will be. He'll have 3-3 over his opponent, so in every regard, his units are better. You know, I wonder how armor upgrades factor into Archons. Like, if you got 20 shields left and 10 health, and you take 30 damage, would an armor upgrade save you, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Great answer. Excellent analysis. No,
yeah,
sorry, that wasn't meant to be like a direct question, but I realized only now, being a unit with such low health, I do wonder whether they would then survive with like 7 health or 3 health or whatever the case may be. At any rate, doesn't really matter here because, frankly, there's going to be so much damage coming from these disruptors. I don't think the Archon's going to be that big of a factor here for ShoWTimE, other than just soaking a couple hits.
This game really is over. ShoWTimE, he's
should be.
Almost
I mean,
twice the supply. He's one of the disruptors to really mix things up, and
so I'm like, yes, but I'm also like, okay, he'd also equally hit his own army like a dummy.
hit all the zealots that are like chasing after. I mean, that would be the one thing he could probably hit is all the zealots charging forward.
We've seen it happen before. It's the only reason I bring this up. But these disruptor shots are going to annihilate some of that front line. The Archon's getting destroyed on the left side by those zealots. 3-3 looking too good, and you're right, I do believe this game is over. Tying it up now 1-1. ShoWTimE on the comeback. Congratulations to ShoWTimE. We are going to go to a small commercial break now as we go into game number 3, guys. So don't go anywhere. 2 minutes when we return. Game number 3 of the series. Alright, folks. Welcome back, and thank you very much for watching that short break for us. We are getting into Ceres Station, aka Ruins of Ceres, for this 3rd and final game. This is just exactly Ruins of Ceres, but retextured to be a little more Protossy. And the snow actually makes it quite beautiful, if I'm going to be honest. Again, all these retextures have been done by Avex, so big shouts and thank you to him.
A little more wintry.
The Chive just tweeted out an amazing Canada Day related tweet, by the way. I'm going to put this on stream. It's Bender holding like a fake Canadian flag, and it's like my own 4th of July with mooses, igloos, and maple syrup.
That's basically what you guys did. Just saying.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday, right? Like, happy day to have an excuse to barbecue is all it really comes down to, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I found it, and chat was kind of, I guess, like making fun of you too, but I just found it really funny that you weren't like immediately like, oh, it's our Independence Day. Duh. But like, if you ask an American, they're gonna be like, independence.
But that's the thing. We went over this through my knowledge, not Wikipedia's, okay, right? And we went over the fact that it wasn't like an Independence Day thing. It was more of a celebration of the uniting of the colonies.
Sure. Okay, so it's the Dependence Day.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's, hey, West Coast, East Coast, and Central Canada all became one. Whereas
you guys
America
should be even more
was
excited about being dependent.
Well, actually, the best picture I saw recently was it was an old person in a wheelchair with like obviously husband and wife helping the person move type thing, and on top of the faces, the old person in the wheelchair had Britain's flag plastered. Then the husband and wife were Canada and America, and it's like, I want to leave the Union, and they're like, they're there, Dad.
Funny.
But all right, folks, welcome back. Game number 3, tied up 1-1. We've had a lot of ace matches in the Civil War. I gotta say, it just again really goes to show how good these guys are at PvP. In the bottom right, representing the Templar, Team Templar's captain, the Blue Protoss Drogo.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Shit. We're missing the mod. In the bottom left, as the red Protoss, it is ShoWTimE.
Wow. Again, you are the person who does streaming for a week and you nail it. You never miss it once. You stop for one day and now your brain's going to mush.
I mean, I blame more this, so we haven't done this in 2 weeks. I forgot the mod entirely, but it's also possible I just forgot to change him to Tall Kareem.
No, I think
you gotta do 2 things.
Well, we'll find out in a moment because he will have no no Zealots.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Zealot
right.
skin.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys aren't too confused.
This is gonna be like the one out game. But yeah, so for those who
Yeah.
don't know, the Tal'Darim mod is something that we have to actually nice username spent several weeks working on, and it's a
Yeah.
mod we have to apply to the game. It's not something we can just like churn on by like churning on a UI or something.
And for the last 2 weeks straight, we're doing weekly clubs where I've gotten very autopilot on choosing BaseTradeTV mod, not Tal'Darim versus Templar mod. Just, it's that habit, yo. Anywho, at least they're blue versus red. They remembered the color thing that we sometimes don't remember. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adept versus Stalker openers. I think it's against ShoWTimE going for the Adepts, Drogo going for the Stalkers. Twice now Drogo's gone for a proxy of some type. That's not a proxy, but it's a Stargate from ShoWTimE. But I was wondering if Drogo was going to do it again. His probe is going in the opposite direction of, like, ShoWTimE's base, so maybe it's going to be something hidden? But more importantly, ShoWTimE already has his surprise building down, and Drogo's going to have a hard time scouting that with only Stalkers.
Well, the Adepts are going to be really annoying, but the Mothership, of course, got 3 very nicely placed pylons to overcharge if necessary. There's going to be 2 more Stalkers at home, so ShoWTimE is not going to get much done with these. It's a probe.
He's not going to do much with those, but maybe if that's one less Mothership Core overcharge, the Oracle can now duck out of one and avoid the other one entirely. I don't know if it was necessarily worth losing those 2 Adepts, but it's a possibility now, I suppose. And if Drogo still really has no idea what's going on, and I don't think he does, then the Oracle's is going to be a complete surprise. The Stalkers are moving out now.
I guess the folks in chat asking what Canadians do on Canadian Day. Parades, festivals? I mean, some places do. My town always is just like, hey, everybody meet out in the street and barbecue. Like, maybe some
That's
fireworks.
Like the Sandlot, is supposed to happen on 4th of July. I don't think that's ever happened. Our cul-de-sac used to do parties in the park or whatever, but we're like the most antisocial of all the families.
Dude, the Sandlot made, first off, chewing tobacco look amazing. And then if you've ever
It's so
tried it,
gross.
you know it's disgusting. I don't know how people get into that.
Yeah.
But secondly, like, everything about that movie was, I think, a great stereotype for what I wish my childhood had been.
It's like what everyone thinks of as like the good old days in the 50s, even though they entirely avoided the issues of like racism and sexism and whatnot. So it's a fun movie though. So there's that Photon Overcharge I was talking about, I guess. Like this next one should have been popped if not for those Adepts immediately, and the Oracle does no damage whatsoever. But now it does 8 damage, 8 workers.
Drogo hitting just hard with so many Stalkers. ShoWTimE really doesn't have a way to combat this. His production just isn't going to be there for a while. A Void Ray comes out of somewhat desperation. It won't be too bad at fighting Stalkers, but he loses this Nexus.
Yeah.
No contest.
Overcharge that pylon. Wait a minute.
Now, Drogo might be down 10 workers, but the funny thing is, that's maxed out on one base. Like, you really can only do so much.
He's losing more because ShoWTimE made a second Oracle. Good target fire in that Void Ray. That was so close to living, but this
God.
is now down to 0 probes.
Yeah, so down to 4, 3, 2, 1. Where's that last one? Someone out
Where
in
is
the
that
middle
last
of the
one?
map.
Oh, it's the one that was yeah. Well, it's somewhere. Oh, it built. That's what happened.
He just didn't rally it, so that's why it's alive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
So
means that
ShoWTimE
Drogo
just has
really
to-
truly is all in here.
ShoWTime's just to put force fields down, he wins the game.
Yeah,
Like, he'll
it's
keep
not gonna
mining.
happen, Drogo.
The more time he buys for himself, of course, the better it is to get another overcharge off to actually take that fight. You go. That felt like that's what the Stalkers were saying, pushing up against the wall like that. But congratulations to ShoWTimE, who will take the game on the board, knocking Drogo back to his capital, and also claiming this tile here for the Tal'Darim.
Yep. That'll send Drogo back. Change it all up. Switch it all around. There we go.
Okay, so now, who's next up on the board? Someone's gonna have to move around, and it is. So wait, ShoWTimE just went. So it is going to be Harstom's turn into Wellmu into Neeb. So going back to the board for a moment. Harstom can move in to attack Wait, I just changed this. Why is this back?
Huh?
I just got rid of the blue, and that became blue again. God damn it. Hang on. Making me go on tilt. There we go. Alright, so ShoWTimE could move into attack Neeb. He could also just try to advance some other place on the board. For example, he could land grab either Runes of Ceres or Prion Terraces if he really wants to go for like a territory victory. Because for those who don't know, there are two win conditions in the Civil War. One is to take your opponent's capital, the other is to control the majority of the board.
Yeah, I think he can do that, right?
Yeah, because he can move twice now instead of just once. So ShoWTimE is going to take Ruins. Is this confirmed? Yeah. So 1, 2, and captures Runes of Ceres.
There we go.
How many tiles is that now with the Delirium? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So getting really close to that 12 count, which I believe we set.
Yeah, they had to go back and take their neutral one though at some point.
Well, that's gonna be
You
the
don't
easy
have
one to
to.
take. You can just like have someone die and go back to it or
Yeah.
something. But all right, so now it's going to be up to Wellmu. So Wellmu can either attack into ShoWTimE, he can move up and attack into ShoWTimE, he could move through Neeb and take Prion Terraces. There's a lot of avenues of attack, and a lot of this is, of course, I really got to remove the promo code there. A lot of these options are just going to depend on how they strategically want to go through the board. Because you could just blitz out and try and play a bunch of best of threes, but if you don't win, then you don't win, and it's not about necessarily winning like a normal bracket would be. It's a big part of why we have the tournament run like this, so we can experiment and play around. So we're going to go to a small commercial break while the players figure out where they want to go. When we return, we'll update you guys, and we'll see you with more of the Civil War in 2 minutes.